Alright gamers and gamettes, so before we get into today's video, I do want to show you guys that Arknights Endfield does have a little event going on right now where you can draw on this web page and get some free stuff to take into the game, like some experience point currency, even a 5-star weapon if you get so many draws and stuff like that. And also, every time you get a referral or you refer a friend, you get to enter a drawing for all kinds of free stuff in-game and even a PlayStation 5. So if you guys want to use the QR code right here on the screen, or even, just use my referral link down in the video description, you guys can sign up for this, and get some free goodies in-game yourself. But gamers in game, that's what is going on. My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video, I want to talk to y'all more about Arknights Endfield. However, if you want to stay up there on all things Arknights, make sure you are liking today's video, subscribing to the channel if you're new, and let's go ahead and get on into today's topic. So the gameplay you guys are seeing right now is actually from the Arknights beta on PlayStation 5 that I played just about roughly a month ago. And I gotta say, I had a really fun time with the game. And I want to know, are you guys going to be playing Arknights when it comes out on PS5, PC, or mobile even? Let me know down in the video comments. Hopefully we do see this game on more console platforms in the future. So Arknights, when I was playing the game and stuff, I enjoyed it a lot. There was a lot of fun, different mechanics in here. There's, of course, the gacha system is a gacha game. I'm not really going to talk about the gacha system too much because, honestly, when it comes to gacha, at the end of the day, the microtransactions are pay-to-win-ish. The more money you spend, the better chances of a higher, powerful character you get and stuff like that. Like, playing gacha, it's, I hate to say it, but, pretty much you're taking a dick, right? Some games the dick's a little bit longer, and some games it's a little bit shorter. It just depends on which one feels like boning you to the bed harder when you do these gacha systems.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Because I'm dead serious, guys. Either way, you're going to be spending crazy amounts for a character, weapon, or even both. So I'm just saying, I see it as if if you're someone that's accustomed to playing gacha games, you know what you're getting into already. So that's why I really don't bother complaining too much about the gacha system. You're either gonna whale it, you're gonna free to play, grind it to death, or you're just gonna scoot by, do what you can, hope you get lucky. That's your only three options. But I have to say, hands down, out of most of the gacha games I've played over the past few years, Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero, Genshin Impact, and stuff like that, Arknights Endfield has definitely got to be my favorite combat. I'm not going to say it's the best. It's definitely, I definitely think it's up there with Wuthering Waves. It's definitely better than Genshin Impact's combat in my opinion. But I'm not going to, I'm not going to say it's the best in the genre or anything like that. But it's really fun action combat. It's got that system that's, that's kind of similar to how it works in like things like Wuthering Waves or Genshin, where you combo off the other characters you're playing. Hell, or even with, Zenless, because their combat system's pretty similar as well. If you've played any of those three gacha games and, have messed around with the combat in there, you kind of know what you're getting into. But I have to say, out of all the ones I've played, Arknights is definitely my favorite combat-wise. The thing I have to say I enjoyed most about Arknights was, out of all the gacha games I have played, this one felt the most like a genuine action RPG. Now, there's questing, there's the typical, run here, run there, fight these enemies, kill that. There's the level up system and everything. But, there's actually gear pieces to put on your character. I don't mean just like, and I'm not talking just like gear that, you get out of a gacha system that you hope is a 5 or 6 star or S rank thing or something like that. You stick it in your character and level up. No. There's actual like gear pieces that drop. There's chest pieces. There's arm pieces. Legs and stuff like that. That level up your character and make their stats better and things like that. There's actually stuff you have to pay attention to get through the game. It's not all about just spending money, pulling, getting the strongest stuff here and there. There's actually things to do and grind for. Now, I can't speak much towards endgame because I didn't get to experience that during the beta. I definitely did not play nowhere near enough because I didn't want to burn myself out before launch. So once I do get to the endgame when the launch version comes out, I'll definitely give you guys my thoughts on that and maybe even make some guides, depending on how I'm feeling about it. But Arknights so far, I think it's feeling, pretty good. I like, just how much of a traditional RPG it was, and being a gacha game also at the same time. You know, there's the gacha system there, but it still feels like, you know, it respects like, you know, the grind and stuff like that for the typical action RPG player, or, you know, person that enjoys these kind of games and stuff like that. The soundtrack definitely awesome. You guys know my opinion on that already. When they released the beta trailer last year, I freaking loved it, and I love, you know, the music collabs that they've been doing and stuff like that. It's just been, you know, wonderful. The graphics are beautiful, even on PlayStation 5. You guys can see the gameplay here. It was nice and clean on PS5. I didn't really experience any frame dips or anything. And keep in mind, I wasn't playing on a PS5 Pro, just a base PS5, you know, nothing crazy, nothing insane, 1440p monitor, and, you know, the game was just running just fine. Lots of particle effects going on, and it felt nice and smooth. My only real complaint about Arknights Endfield so far, and, you know, it's not even really a complaint, it's just more so I feel like this stuff in it is kind of tedious, but I understand, you know, that this is part of Arknights and how a lot of their games work. Just the whole, you know, the building mechanic. I found some of that stuff, you know, tedious, but from what I understand, there's like a tower defense mode in here and stuff like that. So that's what some of the stuff is for. I don't know. I just felt like, you know, all the building stuff and everything was just taking a lot of my time, and, you know, just taking me away from the game experience and stuff like that. Maybe I need to experience it a bit more. You know, I'm just going off of, you know, first thoughts and everything from a beta, but really that's the only thing that, you know, just kind of annoyed me a little bit while playing the game. Every time I got to a section, you know, where I had to build, connect these towers and these wires, and, you know, get this and craft that and whatever, I was just like, oh my god, you know, just throwing that in along with, you know, repetitive questing and stuff like that. I just felt like it kind of killed the flow for me personally, you know, just a little bit. But other than that, guys, I think Arknights Endfield is a fun time, and I'm personally looking forward to playing it when it comes out next week. Let me know how you guys are feeling about Arknights Endfield down in the comments below. But anyway, y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.
In the black of night.